Okay, boys and girls, we're on Fido Day 20. This is part 2. I asked you guys to work on numbers 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 on your own and then to check them along with me. Now remember, if you get one wrong, you can pause the video, erase your error, and fix it right along with me. So looking at number 5, I'm going to change 2.5 to 5 over 2. Times 4 1/5 becomes 21 over 5. 5 times 21 is 105. 5 times 2 is 10. This is very improper for sure. So I'm going to put 105 in, 10 out. 10 can't go into 1, but it goes into 10 once. With nothing left over, I bring down my 5. 10 goes into 5 0 times with 5 left over. So it becomes 10 and 5/10. I know 5/10 is half. So I record that up there. Number 6, 1 1/3, I'm going to change to 4/3. 3 2/3, I am going to change to 11/3. 4 times 11 is 44. 3 times 3 is 9. Again, it's improper. So I'm going to make my division box, put 44 in, 9 out. How many 9s go into 44? I would love it if that had been 45, but it's not. So it's 4 11s, 4 9s, 4 times 9 is 36. Let's subtract. I'm going to do some regrouping here. I get 8 left over. The 8 goes on top. And the 9 goes on the bottom. So it's 4 8/9. And number 7, I'm going to rewrite 4 2/5 as 22/5 times 1 3/4 I'm going to rewrite as 7/4. Oh, 22 times 7, I don't know that off by heart, so I'm going to come over here. I get 154. 5 times 4, I get 20. I need to divide 154 divided by 20. Well, 20 will not go into 1. It won't go into 15. It's got to go the whole way in. And I think if I try 7, I'll get 140, which is 14. So I'm going to come back up here. I get 7. 14 is my remainder. 20 was my divisor. And the reason I went up there is because I know I can divide 14 by 2 and 20 by 2. So it's 7. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 20 divided by 2 is 10. 7 7/10. So double check those 3 again. I hope you paused if you missed it, if you made a mistake. I hope you paused it so that you could fix your mistake. If you didn't, pause it now. And now we're going to do our bottom, well, it's really in the middle of the page, but the last row that you had to do. 2 4/5. I'm going to rewrite that as 14/5. 6 1/8. I'm going to rewrite that as 49/8. Oh, Mrs. Steve, 49 times 14. You expect us to remember X's and O's? In this case, you're going to have to. Okay, I get what? 6, 8. 686 over 40. 686 over 40. Just checking my math there. 16, that's 9, 4. 6, 18, 686 over 40. Looks good to me. Email me if I did that wrong, but I feel pretty confident. 686. 40 will not go into 6. It'll go into 68, though. One time with 28 left over. Bring down my 6. 40 will go into 286 7 times. That's 280. 6 left over. So I get 17, 6 left over out of 40. Now something I can do is divide both of these by 2. I'm going to erase this scratch work. I know I usually tell you guys not to erase scratch work, but I just want you to see it. And I'm going to get 3/20. So 17 and 3/20 on that one. Woo, Mrs. Steve, that was a workout with all of the skills we've learned so far. Here we go, number 9. I'm going to change 1 5/6 to 11/6 times 4 1/3 to 13/3. Again, 13 times 11, X's and O's, right? That one wasn't so bad. And you know what? If you're using your multiplication chart, I bet you that's on there. I get 143. On the bottom, I get 18. Now we're going to divide. 18 has to stay out. 143 goes in. 18 will not go into 1. It won't go into 14. It goes into 143. Can't be 10 times. 9 times is too much. How about 8 times? 8 times is just a little too much. Just a little too much. So we're going to do 7 times. 7 times 8, 56. 126. Let's regroup. You get 7. You get 17 left over out of 18. And I know 17/18 is in simplest form because 17 is 1 away from 18. So I get 7 and 17/18. Last one you had to do. Here we go. 2 3/5 becomes 13/5. 3 7/8 becomes 31/8. Oh, Mrs. Steve, and your 2-digit multiplication. Here we go. 3, 9, X, O. I get 403. I'm going to double check myself. That looks right. 403 over 40. Let's do our division. 403 goes in, 40 stays out. 4 will not go in, 40 will not go into 4, but 40 goes into 40 one time, nothing left over. Bring down my 3. 40 goes into 3 0 times. 3 left over, so the 3 goes on top, the 40 goes on the bottom. 10 with a remainder of 3, and 40 is my denominator. Again, let me give you these. You can always pause it so you can see where you made your mistake. There's 10. There's 9. And there's 8. 8 was the doozy today, boys and girls. Whew! That was a rough one. Okay, now your job today is to complete page 749 and submit it to me. Take a picture and email 749 to amanda.steve@westernbeaver.org. It's just 3 problems. Please try to put your answers in simplest form, boys and girls. I look forward to checking over your work. We'll see you tomorrow.